Thank you for coming on in. Get yourself comfortable. Get your feet up. Get your coffee, your tea, whatever you want. Get ready for the greatest show on earth. Welcome to the Cryptolifer Show. I'll see you in about 5 minutes. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Get ready for the weekly candle. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. God gave you this beautiful time, and I appreciate you building this channel with me step by step, brick by brick, every single day, 24-hour by 24-hour, day by day, as we continue to bring you the love and the heat every single time on the live stream. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. We appreciate your love. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Now, if you notice today, I do have a green shirt on, which I forgot to take off, even though I said I had one on. So I should actually probably be disappearing inside of the live. We'll take a look. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. And we're going to break down brass tacks. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the short that I talked about. Did you watch my update this morning here? Shame on you. If you did not see the update from this morning, shame on you, right? If you did not see the update from this morning. But again, we'll get into that in a second, right? The update from this morning was just pure gold. That's all. It was just pure, absolute gold, baby. So that's why. But we're going to break that down. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it like good New Yorkers. I lived in New York for 20 years. 20 years I lived in New York. There's my alert on Bitcoin 3S. We'll take a look why I got an alert there, what's going on, and let's talk about it. So, lo and behold, why do I have a point right there? Look, this is crazy. This happens to me all the time. Bitcoin hits my exact target. All right, maybe I said 19,503.33, and it went to 19,518.06. It was off by $15. $15. And honestly, it was really my yellow line, and it's kind of, that's exactly where Bitcoin went. To the like come on, let's look. I said, watch this area for a bounce. And look, I have Bitcoin at 19,514.24, and Bitcoin would go to 518, 19. Come on. The channel that's off by a few dollars regularly when it comes to the Bitcoin moves. You would think we had a time machine. You would think we were flying through space and time. We just came back to give you the news, and then we went back into the future yet again. Now, you're watching this, you're like, yeah, but Lifer, there's an inverted head and shoulder. We showed you that. We just showed you that it exists. But my trading style says, hey, watch the 15-minute stochastics. Watch the 1-hour stochastic. The 1-hour stochastics came to the upside, but did not break my zone. So if you're watching my update, and even just, I did another update for my group later on that day. They got two Bitcoin updates. This will be the third. We took this big green area, remember, and I brought it down here, and I said, listen, we're going to bring our resistance down. And every time my big green area, those are my big boy resistance zones. And I say, if we can't get a candle to close above the zone, expect more downside. So that's just something we got to go over and think about. You know what I'm saying? Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Someone said, let me peep the green screen. Let me see here. The bird looks good. Green screen looks good. The only thing is I'm wearing green. That's why. So I should be phased out completely, but I'm a different shade green. So you just kind of have to deal with some flickering unless I take the green off. But then the bird's not going to be there. And the bird looks so happy. So if you could just deal with me being somewhat translucent, can you handle that? Can everybody handle that? How are we doing with that? Is that going to take away from your viewing pleasure? If you can't handle it, let me know. We'll do what we can. We'll get the team out. We'll extract the bird. We'll take the shirt off, and then we'll get something else cooking. But if you can, let me know. So, and my trading style is simple. I trade support or resistance along with stochastics RSI. And look, that's even a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there. And so if you were watching me, I said, we're going to look at the 15-minute. I said, we're going to watch to see what the 15-minute does. I said, this is a flag. I said, the measured move is here. I said, if it breaks out, we could see Bitcoin up here. I said, this is where it must go. I said, but we have resistance now. I said, we have resistance for Bitcoin at these areas here. And I brought it down, 20,100, I said. And I said 20K, and then it was 20,000. I said, Bitcoin can't close a candle on the 4-hour or the daily above 20,300. I would short it. You know what I said? And I said, now, if you can't even get above, I said, now we're going to watch the 15. I said, if the 15-minute ends up, and I rolled it here. I was like, maybe it gets up here and it rolls over and makes an M pattern. It couldn't even break this resistance, So and that's why I brought my green. Bitcoin can't get above this zone or this zone. And you see the 1-hour turn and begin to turn on you. You know what I mean? And look, the 15-minute didn't even make it. But if you look at the 1-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame was curling. And we said, so if Bitcoin can't get above this green area or this line, and the stochastics begin to turn near the dotted line, short it. It's such a simple way to trade. I've been saying this over and over again. I said it here. We said it here. We've been calling shorts, longs, you name it, left and right. Now we keep seeing this divergence that occurred. We saw a big divergence on the 4-hour. Did not play out, got negated. That was the one idea that made me think maybe we'll get a bounce. But no matter what I see on the bigger time frames, like right now we're oversold in the 4-hour and the daily somewhat. No matter what I see on the bigger time frames, show me support and resistance on the 1 hour, from the 7 through the 15. No, from the 7 minute to the 15 to the 1 hour. My 3 main time zones. I use those 3 time zones, and I am so accurate with Bitcoin down to the dollars. Like, look, this was, and you could see, this is, you could hold me to this. This was my measured move for Bitcoin. You know, this is my measured move for Bitcoin, and I've been short all day long. I said there's no reason to leave the shorts, just no reason to leave the shorts. You know, and bang, we hit my target. Lo and behold, bang, bang, bang. Updates at 3:31 in the afternoon. And you can see, look, here I am here, calling Bitcoin at 19,500 is looking more and more likely today at 1:49 p.m. And there I am showing you that it's likely we're going down to there. And what do we do today, folks? Anybody in the chat? Is there anybody there? And so you can see that we call Bitcoin accurately when it's dumping. We call Bitcoin accurately when it's pumping. It does not matter what it's doing. We got you at hello. So we're not the naysayers. We're not the ones telling you it's going to 100K. We're not the ones telling you we're going to 10K. We do not know where the price is going. I read a book. That's a lot. I read a little old book called Trading in the Zone. Okay? Little old book called Trading in the Zone. All right? And you know that book by Mark Douglas, change your life. All right? Change your whole attitude on everything. Trading in the Zone. Now, when you read that book, he emphasizes never telling yourself where price will go. I used to read that and get upset. I'd be like, come on, man. Like, I have to have a little bit of bias my way. But he emphasizes never telling yourself where price will go. Never doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because by doing that, you can cause yourself some major distress. Instead, tell yourself you have no idea where price will go and just take it level by level. All right? Now, I would expect a V-shaped recovery out of this, and I'll tell you why. We got swing down to swing down. Actually, it's it's not perfect. I mean, it's like Class C. It's not too strong. Divergence could be stronger. Okay? Divergence could be stronger. So we hit our measured move. I called the short earlier today. If you watch my Bitcoin update, I said, it's likely we continue to the upside if you don't see us break above this certain zone. Then I lowered my zone. I did another update for the crew, and we kept it real. And we never just, we didn't backtrack. We didn't have to delete a video. We didn't have to say, oh, this is what we said yesterday, or we just said both ways, and he was open-minded. No, I've been calling short. Like, I've been short ever since we couldn't get above 21,800. I've been short. Pretty clear. I haven't changed my tune. Someone earlier today in my trading group was like, what do you do? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't tell you what to do at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a financial advisor. But, like, right now the trend is to the downside. And there's really no reason to change the trend. You know what I mean? So, moving average binding up to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just like bringing the screens around anyway. I was seeing what this screen thing is here. The instant add to any laptop. I got one of these. I have this. I have this exact stuff. I have 2 of these. Yeah, I got these magnets and it slaps on. It comes in different brands, but I got one of them. So I just want to as I come on the live, and as I look, Bitcoin hits my exact target. So I'm just kind of sitting here in just kind of a bit of shock right now. All right. No, I am. Just because I'm like, and it happens, it's been happening a lot ever since I've been wearing my labradite everywhere I go, all the time. Always have my labradite on me, always have my, always have Mordecai here on the side. No, this is Marsh. Welcome, Marsh. Thanks, welcome, everybody. Welcome, Marsh, to the show. Marsh, you're getting a full applause there. Bang, bang, bang. All right. So we're going to break down where Bitcoin's going. Massive dump for Bitcoin. If you're just jumping in, you just saw a massive dump. That is a huge dump. It really is. We're also going to break down what we do every single Sunday night for Bitcoin and the weekly. For Bitcoin and the weekly. For Bitcoin and the weekly. I wonder how the bird's going to handle this. What do you guys think the bird's going to do? This is interesting. We've never seen the bird do something like this. Let me get the chat up here. Let's get, I'm loving the trading group and the bird. If you had the DCA into ADA or Matic for the next bull run, which one would you go more heavy in? I mean, if I had a DCA into ADA, Matic for the next bull run, that's such a hard question. Honestly, I don't know if I could answer that. Right now, if I had the answer right now, all I could tell you is what I've done in the past and what I have now. I have more ADA monetary value than I have of Matic. Like I have like some like 30K ADA, $40,000 worth of ADA, like $5,000-6,000 worth of Matic. So whatever, that's all I can tell you, So right now I am 5x more deep in ADA than I am in Matic. But, Matic also was a better short-term play. Matic is a lot early. I knew Matic when it IEO'd the night it came out on Binance. So I'm an OG when it comes to Matic. I knew the day it was born. The day I first played with it, Matic. And good thing I was with Marsh earlier today, giving her like a little pat and just loving on her. She's wondering what I'm doing. She's giving me a funny look. You see, she's wondering what's going down. All right. Well, let's take a look at Bitcoin and the all-time history index. And you know where this is going, but just had to show you that Bitcoin did just hit the measured move. I want to talk about where it's about to go and what's about to happen. We do see a slight bullish divergence. It's not amazing, but it is slight there. Could we get a bounce back to the upside? Where do we need to go? I mean, now you got resistance here. And so look, I just keep lowering my green bar. It's very simple. If we come up here in the 1 hour, watch this. This is like this is what I do. 1 hour is going to come on up, right? You're going to come on up. If you can't get back above that, short it. I will short it. I can't tell you what to do, but I would short the market. And again, as I said before, there is no reason to close the shorts. I said it here. I said it earlier this morning. I said it last night. I said it Saturday morning. And you think you get 4 videos from me in the weekends. You get hit with the 1-2 punch, kapow, pow, pow, ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? On the weekend, we extend the gratitude and the love and the and just full gratitude for everybody here on a Sunday night. And you know where this is going. We're going to go to BTC USD as we get away from that mess. So sorry about that. All right. We're going to delete all our channels here. Actually, what did we have going? Let's just see what we had going. Yeah, okay. I was about to say it should be what's called a naked chart, so to speak. Okay. Huge jump, man. So let's go. Let's take a look here. Let's slap on the moving averages. We want to see that simple. Yeah, well below the 200 now. Almost as low as we were before, right? Down to 19,600 for BTC. And I've been saying this for a long time. I've been talking about it. Even this is a rising wedge here on the bigger time frame if you looked at it on the weekly. And rising wedges break down to where they began. Bang. That brings you right here. We talked about this being weekly support. Remember 20,800 area here. Talked about their one last little piece here at 20,556. If I go a little lower right around here, yeah, it was 20,518, right? And so those were 2 areas. Also, I always talk about this. And if you look at the POC on the weekly, the point of control, and once we broke the point of control, where do we go? To this notch, right? And when you break that notch, there's really nowhere to go. You usually go to the end, to the last resort. I wouldn't be surprised if we even touched the bottoms or broke the bottom. Weekly is starting to form down. One more weekly down could be the last one, and it would be pretty cool if we eventually got a bounce, but anything is possible. We're going to take it one day at a time. See, that's how we've been accurate. Everyone's like, well, Lifer, how did you call Bitcoin last week short? How did you stay short? How did you call this short today? How have you been so accurate calling BTC, even though you say you have no idea where it's going? Well, I say I have no idea where it's going, but I do have a system, and my system does tell me what I should be doing, all right? And so I don't go by my emotions. My system's saying, hey, you should short this. High probability you're going to dump. Honestly, if you just play stochastics RSI like I do, the weekly was high. And yes, I did say there's an anomaly on the weekly, but at the same time, I mean, that's what's called an anomaly. It's one out of random times. You don't want to play anomalies. You want to just do the same thing over and over again. If you get caught in the anomaly, you get caught in the anomaly. So be it. You know what I mean? I'd rather get caught in the anomaly than not do the probability and get caught the wrong way. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Super chat. Shout out to the love and the fam. Shout out to the super chats. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Love Learning and the whole 99 fam. Thank you for everything you all do. Best move I made joining you all. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat from 118B Don, or 11B Don. Thank you so much, or 118B Don. I think it's 11B Don. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm loving the trading group and the bird. Thank you so much, Joker, for the $10 super chat in the game. Much appreciated to you and yours. Okay. And so here we go. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and the weekly. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and the weekly. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Close. I could have gone longer, but because the bird's here, like, I didn't want to completely exhaust myself, because, like, what if I passed out and, like, the bird fell off, you know? So I was kind of in the middle. So, but this is Bitcoin and the weekly candle close every single Sunday night. We really want to extrapolate some information. We want to take a look. We want to really spend some time on Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. It is a nasty, nasty candle, and we used to kiss the green ones, but we blow away these ones. These ones are, oh gosh. So let's take a look here at the candle that is jumping on us that we have to see. And here you see OHLNC. We're gonna hang out on this candle. We're gonna take a look here. It opened at 21,519 and 23 cents. The high was 21,922 and 85 cents. The low was 19,522 and 36 cents. And it closed at $19,550.11. It would go down $1,945.85. It would go down 9.05%. A 9.05% loss for Bitcoin is a pretty nasty candle on any asset. 10% of an asset's net worth, almost, that is huge. Substantial loss. Shout out to everybody that jumped on into the shorts, got paid, got themselves moving, and realized there was money in these markets, because you can make it both ways. It's funny, a bunch of people joined the trading group in the last few days, like 20, 25 people. Why? Because they said, hey, I had never shorted before, Lifer. I used your system, I shorted, and for the first time, I started making money on the shorts to the downside. Could we make a double bottom here? Anything is possible, of course. You know what I mean? You never know. However, I see one day at a time. I don't know where we're going. I take it one day at a time. See, if I said, yeah, I think we're going to go, I think this, I don't use the word think, what I believe, this, none of that stuff, because it's just, that's just not the proper way to look at things. All right. So if we open this up, which I do many a day, and we take a look, right? Talked about the idea that we could have had a bounce to the upside and broke to the downside, but we were battling the smaller time frames. And let's take a look at this. I'm gonna be open-minded here, and I'm gonna delete everything on the all-time history index after we looked at the weekly, and I want to just draw. I want to see what we have drawn. Let's look at the dailies, because there was a bigger pattern here at play, in my humble opinion. So here we've hit the top, and we're getting tight. Likely to come somewhere down to the bottom of the pattern unless we can double bottom here. So here's your line in the sand. And then you got to start talking about your next support and resistance, just like you were trading an altcoin, Tesla, any stock. This is the same exact thing I would be doing, and it is what it is. It's not rocket science here. It's just the people that don't listen to the science are the people that get rocked. Oh, wait, I just made that up. It's not rocket science. It's the people that don't listen to the science that get rocked, man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Yes. All right. Sideways. Right. What is that guy, Ralph? Shout out to Ralph, man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. So we're making still a falling wedge here. We still haven't made a lower low. We're still making a higher low in the grand, low, high, higher low, right? We broke the POC. We came down to the lower liquidity zone, right? which would match the bounce here. Can we get a bounce? The daily is very oversold. I'm just looking at price action for a second. Then we'll talk about our support and resistance lines. But honestly, I'm going to zoom in here and take a look. I mean, this is Bitcoin, and this is all you got. And you could say, okay, we wicked right here. So I'll throw in the Hail Mary bounce there. That is a possibility. And then we bounced here, rejection here. So we're looking at a bounce in this area. That's 17,166. You break that, right? And you gap down fast, all the way down to 13,640, right? You break that, you gap even further down, at least to 12,000, 11,500. So if you can't handle, who here in the chat? Who here is in the chat? Can you handle Bitcoin? Can you handle Bitcoin? Can you handle Bitcoin at $11,000? Can you? I want to know. So I just want to zoom in there for it to be extra clean. And then let's look again. You don't have it. You just don't have it. And when you don't have it, it is what it is. You have to tell yourself it is what it is. So here's your big boy areas for BTC. All right? And you can take a picture of this and take this to the bank. All right? And this is going to help you. So watch. Once I label these out, these are our big boy support and resistance areas that we must heed. Control C, Control V, Option C, Control C, Control V. And these are going to really get you where you need. Nope, I don't want that. I want these. There we go. And I made these bright yellow, but you can make them whatever you want, right? It is what it is. You can label them. You can even just right-click Alt-J and make them. I like these big areas for the beginners. Who doesn't like this? I like it. Who doesn't like this? This nice big label that really gives you that feeling, right? So you got the POC sticking out, so that's always going to, remain an issue. And then these are our bigger levels we're going to be watching, all right? So we got 18,005, 17,250, 13,666, 6666, which, I don't know why, but oh my God. 11,673 and $8,784.84. So these are our next big levels to watch. Like, this is what we're going to have to deal with. And then we have our major resistance. It's like, you know what? It's very similar to a football team, right? When you're on the 20-yard line and you just got the ball, you're using the plays that, you don't want your quarterback going too far back. That's why you see a lot of runs. Or what if you only get, the punter gets tackled right on the 2 or 3 yard line. You don't run the same plays when you're on the 2 or 3 yard line that you run when you're on the 20-yard line. Agreed? Same thing in trading, right? Right now, we don't run the same ideas and the same trading ideas that we have, that we would trying to get up into these areas, and we don't say, okay, and we don't start talking about 36,000 and 30K, right? Because right now we can see we're clearly trapped in the zone, and we clearly have this area now, To me, see how we broke this, Now we're looking for the double bottom, Could open it up, but to me that's almost just too much of a gap, but you never know. You never know. And we could bounce and start making this big bugle, and that could be our move to the anything is possible for Bitcoin. You must stay open-minded. This is something that it could be possible because the daily is oversold, okay? So the idea, though, is you broke the POC. You got to get back above these zones. So look, take a picture of this. These are the areas that you're going to have to contend with. And then the resistance, the major resistance. Let me get back to that, too. So here on the weekly candle close, we like to kind of look at what we have to do for the week ahead. So for the week ahead, all right, we'll get down to the smaller areas, and we're going to talk about them. And we know what areas we have to discuss, right? And we know it's going to be the 20,000, 20,500, 20,008, 21,003. These areas are going to be hard to contend with. They really are. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. 666 people here on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter at cryptolifer33. I would greatly appreciate it. We're pumping up huge on Twitter. I thank you so much. Have a wonderful time and be safe. Okay, 672 followers, 305 likes, $15 in chat revenue. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. So look, when we look at this idea, all right, back to Bitcoin. Look, and it is V-shaped recovering off of that bullish divergence. Something that I think is very possible because now you're oversold on the 1 hour and the 15-minute. Look, both bouncing back to the upside. Can you get the move? You got to break back above this zone. And we're going to get back into the nitty-gritty. This is like the third quarter, fourth quarter, and we're going to talk about what's happening here. We're going to look at Bitcoin, and this is how we figured out Bitcoin earlier today, right? This is what I call local time frame, small time frame, like small ball, right? Right now we're looking at, big time stuff for Bitcoin, okay? You know what I mean? But, yeah. We're looking at small ball and some other stuff, all right? Okay, so here. This is what I was thinking about. Okay, so let's go back to the bigger here. So look at this, our bigger picture. All right, Bitcoin all-time history index. So now we know for the week, right, that like our major resistance areas that we just must get above, and if we can't get above them, we're gonna have some serious issues. Okay, are gonna be our 24,000. We call it 25K, but 24,900, 24K area, right? To even begin to get above that area, we're going to have to break the POC at 21,187, 21,200. From there, we can start talking about these little areas here, 23, 20. Like, we don't even have to talk about 23.8 and all the stuff above that until we get above it, right? And then we can kind of break down what's going on there. So, and we can see kind of where we may stand here with a bit of a bounce to the, So once we look at the big zones, and it's likely we head down to 18,500, as you can see, because there's really no other, big area of support or resistance here. Let me bring it up a little bit there. It's actually a little higher, right? 18,009, which is sad because there's just a gap. I mean, there's nothing between this like high 18,000 area and 17,252, which is just like a little bit of a notch there. See right in here, and then you're gonna just fall back down to the 13,600 area. Can you double bottom? Anything is possible, and it looks like a beautiful double bottom, okay? And we're going to break down any ideas that we have to see what could be happening. I mean, slight hidden bullish divergence you could kind of talk about because this is a swing up to swing up. If you go all the way to the zone, though, they're both swinging up to the upside, so it's kind of like a cheat. So I can't really give it that, but there's a little bit of it. There'll be talks like, can you include that? Can you? I would have to say traditionally I can't. And what I mean by this is like, well, I guess you could say the divergence does start there, technically, because that is your swing low. And it's technically that's to the downside, and that's, to me, they're both, I don't see the divergence there, So here's the deal, like just bigger idea. If you continue down, you need to bounce off 18,900 area. If you break that zone, you're likely to head back down to 17,252, and then the rest is history, right? Okay. You have one last little support zone. Yeah. 18,800, and then it's all wicks after that on the daily. You don't really have substantial candle closes that could really keep you where you need to be. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Okay. New watchers must have a lot of questions. I have a raffle 4 years that uses also chill on my shoulder. Wow, what's good, live here? Snowy is back. Nice. Whoop, whoop. This is actually Marsh, another bird. Snowy's a little bigger. Two different birds. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would be greatly humbled and greatly appreciated. Thank you so much if I could get the likes up to the watchers. Thank you so much. Shout out to the 715 people on the live stream here getting a lesson. We're not done, too. We're going to go over Bitcoin once we finish Bitcoin. Because right now we're going over the bigger things for Bitcoin. And we just had a dump right now. So we're dumping into this knowledge that we need right here. So these are the levels that you need to see. And, and everyone has their speculations on where Bitcoin's going to go. This is very similar. Let me take, this is going to be a really easy metaphor for why you want to come to this channel. And this channel, you want to make it your new primary crypto channel. And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. You can go read all the news, and sometimes we go over news, and it's fun to talk about crypto space, but you can speculate and go over news all you want. But the people that spend most of their time in the news usually do not know where price is going to go. People that spend their time in the charts are the people you want to listen to. Like, you'd rather listen to Gareth Soloway than some guy who reads news most of the day. I'm serious, right? Let's be honest. I'm just making a metaphor. So, moving forward, my channel, all right, now, most of the YouTube, most people in general, most channels are speculating about where the price is going. We think it's going to be here, 10K on this price or 100K at this date. Some people are bullish, some people are bearish. They're back and forth. You never know. And there's so much, my channel is basically like, so that's like so look at Bitcoin like a football game. And you have everyone on the sidelines. You have the fans. It's, we're going to win. We're going to do this guy. And then you have all the articles that get written. It's highly likely the Chiefs lose in this because of that, right? But then there's an announcer who announces the game, and he watches step by step who wins and who loses. And by the third or fourth quarter, he's like, well, they're up 30 points. It's yada, 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 right? So a lot of people speculate. We show you the game play by play. So my channel is just like watching the game live, right? All the other channels are just people saying things that they think are going to happen. We just show you it step by step, day by day. And there's probabilities to take advantage of the market that way. So I believe that's the uniqueness of the channel. That's why people really like the channel. That's why it's growing even on the Sunday night. Shout out to everybody here. Can we get the likes all the way up to 700? I would be flabbergasted, greatly appreciated. It would be so humbling and beautiful. All right. So look, we are getting rejected here by 24,009, right? And then we came down. Then we kept talking about 24,000, 21,800, and now we've been short ever since, right? So can we get the bounce? The daily is telling us that it's getting extended, and it would like to bounce a little bit, right? There was daily divergence here, bullish divergence. This was swing down to swing down. See that? Sharp swing down. Sharp swing down. But this was pretty flat for Bitcoin, right? And that is a divergence because that is a very sharp diagonal line. And that is a downward, and we could call that Class C. It's borderline Class B or Class C, but it is pretty sharp and it's strong, even though it's Class C, which you want to say isn't strong. The angle appearance, like the difference between the angle is strong. And that, to me, represents some type of strength in Bitcoin, and that's why you did get the spring here. However, you got rejected by the wick, right, which was, the only place we really could have any rejection. And so there was a bunch of orders there, and we got rejected by the wick. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Thank you for the subscription. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Jump on in. 416 likes. Can I get the likes to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Bitcoin 14K and ETH 600 coming. This channel is the best thing I discovered this year. 1 week of dumps, but I made profit on the shorts like crazy. Shout out to Adrian Sawana. And it's not even that hard to do. Like, I don't like using the word easy, but it's not that difficult, really. When you can see the whole world is bearish, things aren't looking good, and you just trade the trend. Look, you had a low, you had a low, you had a lower high, you had a low, it's like you continuously make lower lows, so you follow the trend until you can't, So it is what it is, but that's what happened today for BTC. If you're just jumping on into the live, we showed you the big idea. We're about to jump in and show you the small idea. I'm going to show you exactly what I see happening tonight and what I think and what the charts convey. Not what I think. What the charts convey, what the oscillators are giving us, and what the probability is of where we're going tomorrow morning. So when we wake up tomorrow at 10 a.m., we can compare what we said tonight and see where we're at. I love doing it. It's so much fun. I did it this morning, and then we were pretty spot on. I did it yesterday. We were pretty spot on. And we're going to do it tonight, and then we're going to look at ourselves tomorrow morning. So we're always having to check ourselves to make sure we're in. That's another thing about my channel. Because it's day by day, I don't get the royalty of saying something and skipping out for a couple days and acting like I didn't and just kind of disappearing. Like people will own me every day of the week if I just if I spew garbage out the mouth. People will own me every single week or every single day because I have to commit to what I showed, what I went over, and my technical analysis from the night before. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. If someone sent you on in from another stream, I don't know where you all came. We just saw it's like a bus just dropped off 50 people at the Sam Price Show. Thank you for jumping on in. Welcome to the Cryptolifer Show. My name is Sam Price, Cryptolifer. I've been trading for 15 years, everybody. 15 years, all right? First 4 or 5, I wasn't the greatest. Didn't know what I was really doing, but I was pressing the buy button and selling sometimes, right? Then I started trading gold and silver. I got into the technical analysis. I started buying gold and silver. I started trading gold and silver ETFs on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Yes, I love the TSX. Great Path or Limited, one of my biggest trades. A nice swing trade where I got an 80 to 87 cents, would sell like somewhere above 250. It was really awesome. All right. First time I would experience that type of gains and realize that trading was for me. Right. Then I would trade Canopy Grow Corp and some other awesome trades that would be awesome. I would get those on the Toronto Stock Exchange. They would eventually go to the NASDAQ. That was my first time getting something that was on an exchange, and then would go to a bigger exchange where it got more liquidity. That would eventually happen in crypto. So think about it. My first time in my life, I buy a stock that's on Canopy Grow Corp, right? And then they actually got put on the Toronto, the NASDAQ, and that made it grow so big. Now, I still kept it on you could still keep its counterparty, but they went up together in tandem. And because it went on the NASDAQ, it went up huge. And that's very similar to an altcoin getting more liquidity on a bigger exchange. So I had experienced that phenomenon without having been in crypto yet. That was before my time in crypto, 2014, 15, stuff like that, 16. Market dumps, RSI, doesn't matter. B-Rise. Got to start somewhere. Thanks for everything you do, boss. Sam, you're good, man. Your eyes look drunk. Are you well? No, I'm just tired, man. I would never be drunk. How dare you say that? You're going to have to be muted for the night. Yeah, that's horrible. Don't say stuff like that. I won't mute you for the day, but don't make me say stuff like that. There's so much liquidity until 19K on Bookmap. Okay. We'll take a look at Bookmap 2 in a second when we get the chance, right? So can we bounce off the zone? The big daily time frame suggests that we can. We're very oversold on the RSI. We already had our bottom here with the divergence. This divergence isn't even nearly as close, so it suggests that that was your bottom there, and we shouldn't go much lower. But that's just divergence, okay? And we could be making a giant daily inverted head and shoulders still. This could be the shoulder, this could be the head, and this could be the right shoulder. So it's not over yet until... I don't think you can say that anymore, right? No. You know what I was going to say, but you can't say that anymore. So it's not over until it's over, is what I was going to say, right? Exactly. So check it out. That measured move of that inverted would take you to 34,321. That would be ridiculous. You know what? But anything is possible, and you must be open-minded. I don't think this is guaranteed, and I'm not trying to be a moon boy here saying, oh, we're going to the moon. I'm just showing you a possible pattern that I found and the possible measured move that it could create. That's it. Don't hold me to it. I'm not swearing up and down that's happening. I'm going to show you what I don't know if that there's not a, again, like I said before, anything could happen. We got to get above 20K first, right? Before any of this. We got to get above my big green resistance before any of this. But I just like to project the ideas, the things that I see, because I see things that I know a lot of other YouTubers or that you may never have seen on YouTube yet. And so I just want to show you things that are in my head, in my mind. All right. And of course, right, reluctantly so, it's a bit of a cup and handle, right? But the thing, we have this continuous resistance here at 24,700, and we must get back above the zone. If we can't get above 24,800, kiss goodbye. So this has been the area, the tough zone, that we just have an issue not being able to get above over and over and over again. Now, I'm not saying this is bullish. I'm just showing you these are some ideas here that could make us bullish. We're oversold in the daily. That's a cup and handle, possible inverted head and shoulder, and we do have a higher low hanging on here at 19,500, 19,600. How do you decide when to enter short or long? By using the 15-minute and the 7-minute stochastics RSI and support and resistance. And when they get above the dotted line and begin to look high, and I'm also in a bearish pattern, then I decide to short, and it's, to me, it's pretty simple, and I go over this all the time. I say it every day on my live stream. Look. Here it is, right? Watch. This is simple. Bitcoin comes here and you make a high, all right? And you're like, okay, cool. And then you make another high. And you're watching the stochastics, right? And so if you were me, right, you'd be like, all right, listen, I'm setting up a short because we have a high, we have a lower low, we have a lower high, all right? So you must assume that we put in a lower low somewhere down in here, all right? Unless Bitcoin can miraculously, right? Unless Bitcoin can miraculously come down in here, or come here and break all the way up here and make some extreme higher high, right? But it's likely that it gets rejected somewhere here or here. So you set your two lines and you're like, all right, if Bitcoin can't make a high above 52,000, right above here, it remains bearish, okay? So right off the bat, you know your trends and you know your support and resistance. So you know when to enter because you know your support and resistance. So watch this. So you're back in the day, you're like, all right, if Bitcoin can't get above this marker here, which is 51,000, 51,600. it remains bearish. So I'm going to watch the daily stochastics reset back to the upside. And to me, it's all about the cycle of the stochastics. It's super important I have the proper cycle of the stochastics, because if I don't have the proper cycle of stochastics, I have issues. You know what I mean? Just make sure you guys are so silly, man. 48 hours. You guys are so silly, man. Stop. Don't do stuff like that here, man. No, seriously, that's not funny. Like, because you don't want that kind of stuff here. You know, delete that comment if you can. It would be a smart idea if you could, please. Or someone just like, you know, I don't want you to like X them out, but you know. Hey, your bird is dope. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Shout out to 800 people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Much obliged on this awesome, awesome day. All right, so look. So you'd be like, all right, Bitcoin's going to come back up on the daily stochastics, but if it doesn't break above 45.5 or 47,000, then I'm going to short it. So you watch this happen, and it comes up. And look, what does it do? It hit this area and couldn't close. And in how many days did it happen? Look, because everyone thinks that you have to make these moves immediately. And like, when do you... But look, right there, that daily candle closes. And that's one whole day. And then here, this one begins, and the Stokes begin to turn. And you're like, well, we didn't make a previous high, and the Stokes turn on me. MACD turned to me, RSI. And you're like, all right, I'm done. And that's when you short. So I short whenever the Stokes come back up and we don't make a previous high. And I do it on any given time frame. 1 hour, 4 hour. It's better off if the 4 hour hit resistance, the 1 hour hit resistance, and then you see the same thing happening on the 15. And then boom, everything goes to the downside. The same thing just happened to Bitcoin. Look, we'll break it down to the smaller time frames. And I teach this every single day, and I go over it all the time. And this is my special sauce. Like, this is how I run things, man. How I run things. How I run things, man. So look. We get rid of where we at, right? And this is why people love the stream, because we're accurate here. I mean, people can say whatever they want. People can do whatever they want. People can run their mouth. You can hear this and that about anybody, right? We're here every single day. We show and prove. You can't say anything about somebody that works every single day of their life. You can't. There's nothing you can say about my hustle, about my team's hustle, about my lifers. Hands down. Like, and that's why people like joining the stream, because they know they're backed up by that legacy. They're backed up by that guarantee. They're backed up by that. It's like people like to buy that Mercedes. They like to buy those higher end cars because they get backed up by that, you know, that high end luxury brand, right? They just know it's going to be top notch, higher quality. If you're a lifer, you know it's higher quality. You know, it's over deliver. Everything we do for you is over deliver, right? For $3 a day, every single day here on the markets. And this is the Discord, and this is what we do. Oh my God. No. No. Go on. There you go. I hope he didn't stop the stream, man. I'm like buffering right now. It started like a program. Hold on. The bird jumped on the computer. Hold on. The bird jumped on the computer, and it started like, you know, like a test to see like how I'm running. Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise. Oh, you hear the birds, right? Yeah. Shout out to Lyra Marshall. Thank you for jumping on in with the bird noises. All right. So we lost the bird, but it was time. All right. It was time. I could get it back, but you never know at this point. I think we made it through. Thanks for sharing your time, man. The bird just closed your short. I know, right? Isn't that the bird? What if the bird actually closed my long? You know what I mean? My long, my short, you know, my short, my long right here. You know, what if it closed my, you know, it's like, no. So look, where were we here too? I want to get back to what we were doing, man. I was so deep in the zone. It was ridiculous. All right. I was on BTC USD all-time history index. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. So let me get you back in the zone. So today, what I just showed you on the daily of Bitcoin earlier in time at the 52,000 region in that area. So here you have your high. You have your secondary high. The 15-minute starts to come back to the upside on the stochastics, and they start to turn, but you don't, you make this fake high, but you don't really like candle. And you say you want a 1 hour or a 4 hour candle to close above your resistance that you made. 15-minute comes back up, comes right back down. I open the short right there. Simple as that. When the stochastics come up and I don't make a previous high, I short it. Look, that makes money. It made money right here because you had a high, and then the stokes came back up, so you shorted it right there. This is so simple, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Here you have your high here. And I said this. We made this big wick high at 21,009, right? Then we had some candles closing in this area at about 21,008. We had this little notch and this one candle like right there. And so I was like, if we can't get a candle close above that, then short it. And then I looked at the 4 hour, and the 4 hour got overbought and overbought and overbought and overbought, right? And we could never get above that area. See, right here? And so when we got here, sorry, no. And so when we got here, stay with me now, stay with me. So when we got above here at 20, sorry. So when the 4 hour got really high and we couldn't get above 21,800 and we started to turn back down, and you can see what happens. You can see the oscillators. Like, we got overbought here on this area. We got overbought here in the RSI. The RSI specifically, and I use the SRSI and the RSI mainly. MACD is like my secondary, you know? It's my secondary. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're fighting. Are they supposed to fight? No. No. Hey. 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 Hey, no, 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 no. Hey. They're fighting, Akila. Hello? The birds. The birds are fighting. No, stop pecking her. Stop pecking Marsh. The big one's pecking the little one. Okay. Akila. Anybody? Anybody? I can't believe this. Like, yo, it's pecking the other bird bad. Hey. 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 Oh, she's going hard. The birds are hurt. Is anyone here? Well, those big birds beating up the little bird. I'm yelling out here. This bird is getting his. I wish I could put. Let me get it on camera. I gotta get it on camera.
Stop, Sam. Separate them.
I'm trying.
No, you're not, dude. Sam, like, really? You're the guy who records the book.
Hey. Well, one wants one good.
Do it. All right, but how do you think that he was on Sam show for so long?
I know, he just out of nowhere decided he didn't want to do it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. If they fight,
You've been so nice about all this with the birds. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. So look. All right. Let's get back down to what's going on here. So look. Sorry about the birds. 19,652. Okay. So, I mean, now when you look at the 4 hour, right? We're turning up on the Stokes. We're turning up on the MACD. And we want to turn here on the RSI. And we have really strong divergence right now. Right where we're at. And we'll show you what that means. All right. You have swing down. But this swings to the upside. And that's bullish divergence. And that usually tells you that you're going to get a bounce, right? So, and this is a falling wedge that breaks up 68% of the time. So I know there's some worrisome here. And there's some pain. But there's a chance that the 4 hour does want to do some damage. All right. So I just put that out there. And we talked about it again. But I just want to go over it and, and then I showed you my trading style and how I'm able to be so accurate and why. And it's pretty simple. I keep things simple and I do them over and over again. And I also know what a rising wedge is. I can see a bearish pattern, and I can pick up the pattern before a lot of other people can, and I can see I have really good pattern recognition, but that comes from time of continuously being in the market. Just give yourself time in the market, and you will dominate. Now, there's no guarantees any of this is golden yet, right? And what I do now is I reassess the whole situation. I really do. And it's not easy, but like I hit my measured move, You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been watching Bitcoin for the last few days. I made my call and I hit my call. Now it's time for me to reassess the situation. You know what I'm saying? And by doing that, I delete my old work. A lot of people don't want to do that, but I delete my work and I start back at scratch again, because like all that, and I deleted everything, like weeks and weeks and weeks of work, because at this point it's time to begin again. You know what I'm saying? It's time that we went through these levels. And so look, we can start with a major area of resistance. And we've already kind of done this on the bigger one, right? We already did this on the bigger time frame. So I guess I'm just rehashing old, you know, like what time frame did I did this on BTC USD here on Coinbase. Look, we even had this call down. I mean, we had 3 different charts. I'm like, where did I do? Anyway, maybe I don't want to delete all that. Anyway, we know that's major resistance for us right here, 21,800. You see that? Like, that's a zone we're going to have to deal with. It is what it is for BTC, okay? Some people, you know, like, anyway, no. So that's what we're talking, right? And then we know our levels. We already did this. We go back at the beginning and find that exact chart that I was doing this on. Someone could find that chart. What chart was I doing on? It's been a cracking show. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to the 860 people on the live stream. That's unbelievable. Shout out to everybody here. 551 likes, $22 in chat revenue. Something hairy about this stream. Sammy, what? A lot of liquidity above 21. Yeah. When determining a bearish and bullish divergence, which indicator is best suited? RSI, Stochastic RSI, MACD, Market Cipher B. Thank you, brother. I use the RSI in the price action, in my humble opinion. To me, they're the most accurate. You become the viewer of it, and you can see what it is. So that's what I do. No, and the birds are fine. The birds are fine. I believe the birds are fine. We take a look here. If you can take a look here, what the birds were up to. Hey, with one wants one toy. It wasn't bad, see? It wasn't bad.
How do you get that?
And then she's, look at my trashing me on camera. You know, I got to take it in stride. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So look, now I want to see where Bitcoin's going on the interim, right? Like on the short term. So like I have the bigger time frame laid out, right? Now I want to see what's going on in the interim. What I mean, like the smaller time frames. So I see my bigger ideas, but now we're like, okay, Bitcoin has to break above 20K now, right? That's going to be a big deal. So if it can't break above this line right here at $20,084, then sayonara, right? And then Bitcoin has to break above the next zone too at 20,053. So those are 2 resistance zones that Bitcoin's going to have to deal with, all right, right off the bat before it can do anything. You can see it's oversold in the 4. We're going to jump on into the 1 hour, and the 1 hour is also getting oversold, all right? And honestly, it does have a divergence here. You have a swing down, right? And then if we go here, it's a swing up to swing up. Well, might even be a down. Let's double check, but not as far down. You can double click any oscillator you want to give it a bigger idea so you can see more. All right. Nah, still a downtrend. Let me see here. It's a downtrend. It's not as sharp as the downtrend though. They're light. It's a Class C divergence. Could see a bit of a bounce out of that, you know, and that's why we speculated our head and shoulder pattern, right? Oop. Escape, we don't need that. Sometimes you grab ABC when you want to grab head and shoulder, okay? So we're looking here. Shoulder, head, and a possible shoulder to the upside. Inverted head and shoulder, that could make a nice move, all right? And we're looking for this to get somewhat rejected by the zone here. Got rejected by 20,800, but that is your measured move if this could break out, So that's how you would dig out of this if you can dig out. I just want to break that, make it clear. However, if we come back up on the 1 hour and we can't get above the resistance, which is 20,053, you must expect more downside. You see how this works? Now things start to make sense. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. But now you're like, okay. And I give away my special sauce because I could pass away tomorrow. There's no guarantee that I could be here tomorrow. None, right? None of us know, our fate of our entire lives. Like, nobody here. And I know that's kind of morbid and real, but it's reality. Like, I just want to remind myself that, you never know. And so if you never know, then you might as well give it your all every single day. Life's going to be hard life's going to be hard if no matter what job you have. Life's hard if you're a bus boy. Life is hard if you're a bus driver, right? Life is hard if you're a school teacher. Life is hard no matter what you do. Life's also hard for CEOs, even though people think it's easy. Life's also hard for multimillionaires, people that run gigantic companies. Like, you think life's just easy for Elon Musk just because So it's going to be hard no matter what you do. So the point of the story is you might as well go after your dreams, because it's going to be hard no matter what. And that's like such a beautiful way to think about it. Life's going to be hard no matter what. So you might as well go after it. You just might as well. There's just no reason why not. You should just go all the way after all your dreams. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. Okay. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Okay. Don't make sense. Bitcoin is going to 4 digits in the next months. Probably can, highly likely. So here's the deal. So we're going to watch it one step at a time. So here, if the 1 hour does want to bounce because it's oversold, and it does want to bounce. 1 hour's oversold. 15-minute wants to push to the upside. But look, you also have resistance here. I'm going to even boom it up. You got resistance right here. 19,850 now. So, and this is how I break it down. I look at Bitcoin. When Bitcoin starts to dump, you got to break it down to smaller time frames. There's nothing else you can do. You can't force it. You can't rework. It is what it is. So and then I start just doing this. And so and yes, this could be a rising wedge or whatever you want it to be. We're right now we're projecting, right? We're projecting into the future. It could even double bottom here, right? But now we know right here, this is our local support and resistance. And we know that we must get above the zone here to remain bullish. Bitcoin has to get above this area right here. All right. 19,686, 19,700. If it can't break above that area, expect more downside. See, this is how, and look, the 7 minute is also overbought on the stochastics RSI, likely to come back to the lower low. So are you going to make a double bottom here? And see, I've seen this thousands of times, everybody. I feel maybe hundreds of thousands, but it feels like, that's how you get out of this. Or is that going to, or do you come down, bearishly retest, and continue to dump? Right? Now, if you continue to dump and we make a bigger pattern, then you got to take the measured move here and already start speculating where you're likely to go. And this is how I was able to hit the measured move earlier today to the T, because I was already beginning to build before it was even fully finished. So I build two ways, and as we begin to fill in the build, I begin to keep growing with it. Thank you for the learning library in our Discord group. Thank you for the learning library in our Discord group. Is impressive. However, I cannot find is the flock of geese indicator is called. Any thoughts? The 12 days of Christmas, right? 10 hens, isn't it? 12 hens? How many hens? The one that how about it's the one that we shall not mention, the one that shall not be named, the bird that shall not be named. That will be our private joke. Shout out to Zelda32 in the game. Shout out to Zelda32. The bird that shall not be named. The bird that shall not be named. How about that? So look, the 7 minute is saying that we're going to dump right now to the downside. So I would stay short right now because you couldn't get above a resistance. You kind of beefed up here. This wants to turn down on you. And right now the 7 minute now, if you can double bottom, that's your key. If not, you're going to keep continuing down here. And your next move is to 19,000. And I've been talking about 19,300 for a long, long time. All right. That's been our zone for a long, long time. So 19,300 has been on the radar for a while. So this is the chart we're going to watch. This is like the close-up version of where we're at. And this is Bitcoin in a nutshell. You know, if you want to know where Bitcoin's going to go, you slap that 7-minute on right now when you watch this pattern, right? All right. You also slap on some Bookmap, which we're going to do, and we're going to look at the liquidity with that and see how it forms, see what's going on, see how the whole situation is looking. Shout out to everybody here. 860 people on the live, 591 people. This was a surprise to me. One of the biggest Sunday night live. I think this is the biggest Sunday night live stream we ever had. A lot of people don't want to come for the weekly candle close and get it in and do the due diligence. Do you do the due diligence? Do you happen to do the due diligence? You know, but that's the, you know, this is it here. So, big resistance block here. Can we get above it? Do we come back for the double bottom? So your low liquidity zone here, can we match? And there's really just nothing really hanging out here on the VRVP that's really too strong. All right. Again, we broke this zone, and until we get back above, this is going to be an issue. You know, that's definitely going to be heavy resistance, 20,000. You don't want to break 20K, everyone. You know, sorry, babe. You know, we broke 20K, babe. I'm sorry. No, I'm just sorry. You know, I know you're sad. You know, I know. My wife wants to cry. She's a maxi. Are you a Bitcoin maxi, babe? You're only a maxi for you're a crypto lifer maxi. You're the crypto wifer. You're like the first lady, babe. There's only one, and it's you, babe. Everybody tell everyone how much you love her, because sometimes, you know, it's the crypto lifer gets all the love, all the attention. But you know what? My wife running the show behind the scenes. And so this one's for my wife. Tonight is for my wife, everybody. We love you. Everybody here loves you. We love you. We love you. Behind every great man is an even greater woman. And I don't even know how great I am, but, you know, behind me is my wife, and she is absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? She really is. So thank you, Crypto Wifer. We love you. And shout out to you and yours. And for all your hard work. She's on the computer day and night, email after email. I don't have to see any of them. She deals with all my emails. She deals with my schedule. She is like a professional. She's a manager. She's my professional manager. You're my manager, babe. I just realized that.
I'm your boss.
You're my boss?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why your class is on Wednesday, not on Tuesday, because the boss told you what you're doing.
Wait, that's when my class is on Wednesday, not on Tuesday. Didn't you just say Monday? So are you messing up? Do we have to go back to the tape? Did you say Monday, everybody? So does the boss not even know what's going on? Should I not talk back to the boss? Am I going to get fired? Wait, can you fire me? Because, no? So how are you the boss? It is interesting, right? Wait. Who's the boss? Tony Danza. And now you know why that show is called Who's the Boss. Now it makes sense, because that's a power struggle in life, and nobody really knows. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to every married couple out there who loves their wife, and you know, she can actually fire you. Dump it. For wife, the boss of Crypto Lifer. For the wife, the boss of Crypto Lifer. Laura Marshall sent in $2 super chat. Oh man. Let's go back to the tape and check out that full moon. Do you have skills to analyze the wife's mood? No. For the wife, I love you guys. Shout out to Ace PR for the $10 super chat for the wifer, man. You're the man, dude. Ultimately, she controls her chastity belt, so they can always whip with that. Yeah. Wifer is scaring us. Wifer is scaring us. Just getting it. But the BTC Dream Pump turned into a nightmare dump. It really did, though. Same. You know, you're funny. Bookmap has a great YouTube channel with tips and instructions. Follow along. Yeah, they really do. It's the best place to go. And look, the 33 follows me around. Views, 3,300 views right there. Look, 33. Babe, look, views. See that? That's what I told you. Like, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So look, Now she's telling me to focus. Now you're distracting me. There's never anyone in my office telling me to focus during my live stream. If you're the boss, you should get out of my office, my whole studio, you know? Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look. Oh, wow. Now she's trying to take over the show. Oh, my gosh. All right. I'm in trouble now. I'm going to act like none of this happened, all right? Thanks for smashing that like button, my loves. That, they may feed me this week. Yeah, if you guys get hurt, if she gets, no, that's the thing, Gina, for Gina to get fed, no, so we can't even do, I don't want to joke like that, but like, you never know anymore, like where you can and cannot go, but, you know, but she needs to get up to 700 likes in order to get a meal. Yeah. The universe is a projection from your hyperdimensional awareness, which transcends the 4D space and resides in the 7th dimensional torus through the reticular activation system, right, Danny? The RAS. So the 7 minute is about to dump here. Highly likely we're coming back down to 19,555, 500. We're going to test that zone, and then there's a chance we continue to dump further down to 19,300, which was the liquidity area I've been talking about for a while, all right? Thank you, and shout out to all the Blue Crew and the best mod. Shout out to Laura Marshall for another 5 banger on the house. Thank you so much for the love, Laura. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've been playing with it, but I don't feel like I've got the settings fine-tuned. Yeah, man. We run the ding scene. Yeah. Lots of dats to digest, man. Lots of it to digest. So the shorts are still open. There's no reason to close a short now until Bitcoin can get above 20K. If Bitcoin stays below 20K now, you continue to press on with the short. There's no reason to stop unless you just can't handle the trade and you must take some profits. I get it. It happens. Sometimes it's nice to just get off the ride. You can always get back on. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever makes you happy. I'm just saying sometimes I do like to get off the ride and get back on, even if I think it's going to continue. I just need a moment to breathe. I want to count my chickens, and then I can jump back in if I feel the need, you know, if I think it's possible or probable. All right. And yeah, don't wear green if you have a green screen. Okay. All right. And I said that earlier today, and I still did it anyway. And then I wore like a funny gray, which probably isn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. All right. Okay. So moving forward, a lot of people want to know what's up with ETH. It's going to follow Bitcoin closely. Very, very closely. It really is. And are there any strong coins? Is anything continuing to pump in the game? Let's take a look at all the altcoins here on KuCoin and see if there's any strong coins. I mean, Bitcoin Cash 3L trying to bounce pretty, but that's kind of, you know, pointless. AVAX 3S, we talked about this. This was the short that I went over here. Look at this. Look at this thing. Now, it went a little bit low, but never really went below the second support zone, which I love to put my support from, right? And if we take a look at this, we take a look at it, it's a bit of a cup and handle. See this? There's your cup, there's your handle. And this thing is now up, bang, 86% gains. AVAX 3S. We also gave you the ETH short the other day, if you remember correctly, inside of a what? A semi cup and handy to the upside. So, like, you know, it may not be the greatest market in the world, and there may not be hundreds of altcoins popping and banging on them. But if you take a look here, here's an ETH short that we put out, and we put it out exactly at this time, right around here. It never got stopped out. It never did anything. It's up 56% gains from when I first talked about it, from when I first went over it, the ETH short. So if you're in the market, if you're in my trading group, we started talking about shorts way early. We started prepping it. This is hidden bullish divergence. It was on the 4-hour. It looked absolutely scrumptious on the 4-hour time frame. Ready to go. Came back down for some more love here when the 1-hour flipped it when it got so oversold. Look, and pumped back to the upside. We're seeing some really strong bearish divergence now here too, in my humble opinion, but wow. Shorts are flying to the upside and bang, bang, bang. E-short is getting very overbought on the 4-hour time frame. I'd be wary to continue to short. You know, the daily is also getting overbought here. Look at the short. Very, very overbought. You know, huge move for the ETH short. We had you at hello. Look, if you pull the Fibonacci even on the daily, it's at the 618 fib with a bounce right there and hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. I mean, we teach you the gold so you can stash it yourself. This is knowledge. Knowledge you can use on any single asset in the world. Knowledge you can use anywhere in the world on any single trade style, simple idea. Blow your mind. So I just taught you how to short, taught you what I do, taught you my entire sauce. Then I showed you some other ideas. I trade these 3S tokens. There's no liquidation. So it's the least riskiest way to trade a short in the game. All right. These lights get bright, very bright. Bright lights every single day of your life. It can drain you. It is what it is, though. So I told you how I'm tracking BTC, all right, in a bit of a nutshell. All right. We're waiting on this 19,300 area that I've been talking about for so long. So long. All right. We got this bigger idea here on the dollar index, which is the bullish idea if it could play out. You know, do we bounce back to the upside? And then we have our smaller idea that we're waiting on. All right. Right? Which is our 7-minute area here. And we're grinding. So you can see I got it covered. I got the daily covered. I got the 4-hour covered. I got the weekly covered. We went over the weekly candles, right? I then also have the 7-minute right now, and in the local areas we must get above in order for all the other things to occur that I want, you know. So I have my projections for all these things again. So it's chess. We just do 4D chess, and we have you at hello, and we have you at all these different zones, and that's why tomorrow when we wake up, it's likely, you know. So right now, because we're pointing to the downside, we're headed down on the stochastics, you know. If we stop here and make a double bottom, that will change the story, and only then there can we then begin to build our way back to the upside. And then we know that we just have heavy resistance right here at these two zones that we talked about. And if you can't get above those areas, like, it really doesn't matter, you know. So now we're battling this $20,284 and $20,050 region, and these are going to be our two areas that we're going to, you know. And then honestly, right now, we should just throw this one in there too, because, yeah. And then you got like the 19,000, or maybe do I have two here? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, sorry. And then where we're likely to go. So we're likely to head back down. We're likely to head back down here, right? At about 19,340. Okay? And that's where I'm waiting for price action. That's where I believe price action is likely to come if we do not bounce and make a double bottom off 19,556. All right, and that's how you play it. We get to that area, then we'll talk about it again, and then you're going to see, well, do we make a divergence? Are we going to make an inverted head and shoulder? Can we bounce back to the upside? How oversold are we on the 1 hour? And, you know, and this could create a bigger dump, and we could go all the way down to 18,888, you know. This could be our last bottom. We do see very strong divergence on the 4 hour, which I have to tell you, in my lifetime, many times that had been a catalyst for a move to the upside. All right. So that takes care of Bitcoin for the night. I'm very happy with our Bitcoin analysis. We were a few dollars off from the short for today. And if you were with us or getting any updates throughout the trading group, we were spot on, consistently updating you. And then I was able to come on the live stream and absolutely nail it. You could have also watched me this morning. And honestly, if you're just watching the stream for the first time because you watched me, who watched the updates this morning or yesterday and you're here on the live stream for the first time? Let me know if you got to me through those updates. I'd love to know if some of those are feeding people back to the live. I'd really like to know. That would be awesome. So if you watched the update for the first time and then you came in because you saw that update and you're like, I do want to see what this guy says. I do want to see what ends up happening. Jump on into the live. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay? Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. It's an amazing live stream. We are pumping up at the speed of light. 838 people on the live, 682 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. You and me then. Shout out to Laura Marshall. Sorry, not first, but happens all the time. You talking about the Stokes RSI video. Appreciate it. First time here. I did. These are great. Flux, me. DXY cup and handle. Yeah. So now I know what you guys are hungry for, you guys and girls, for the knowledge, for the meat and potatoes, for the brass tacks. You guys want what nobody else has, the knowledge, the deep knowledge. So let's get into the brass. Let's get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about, right, is that crypto fear and greed index. All right, and we're going to see we're at a 24. I want us pinned back down into the teens. $10 and $12 is going to be the zone that we want to attack. I like the 6, 7, 8. You know, they're not dollars, but the point. I don't know what they call them, points. $6. I want to be at 6, 7, 8. I want to be in the zone down here at the bottom. That's going to spread us. That's where I like to add into my positions. I mean, that's the low beans. That's when there's heavy fear. The more fear, the better the price. I get sad when Bitcoin and when the fear and greed index gets up in here because I know the cheap Bitcoin is disappearing, and I need to get as much on it as I can. I need to get as much as I can. So this 19,000 is a good look. The fear is pretty strong tonight. For me, I gobble up a couple $100 at least, $500 at least, and a heavy fear day, and then we get down into here. It's a few thousand whenever I can, and I want to stack as much Bitcoin as humanly possible. So I got a goal for as many Bitcoins as I want, and I'm going for it. You should have a goal too. It's up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. Do whatever makes you happy. You should do whatever makes you happy. That's what you should do. But I'll tell you, man, I'm stacking as many Satoshis as I can throughout all of this. All right. More fear out there, the more I'm stacking more sats. I'm using it to gain an edge in this market, and that's what you have to do. All right. So that's right off the bat, the crypto fear and greed index on the weekly candle. We also want to add that into our weekly outlook, see where we are on a Sunday night. Secondly, we want to look at the futures here. We want to look at the Dow futures, the S&P futures, all important. Down 311, not a good look for the morning. Looks like we could have a red morning. S&P down 48, that is a clobbering. That is an absolute clobbering. So we're going to take a look at the ES1, and we're going to take a look at the S&P futures. And we've been going over this every single day. And this is going to spell possible master disaster for BTC. Let's take a look. Wow, 4,000. All right. So let's take a look at what happened. Let's take a look. Possible shoulder, head, and a shoulder that we were showing here. Possible that we could continue to dump to the downside. We had our levels to watch. Could we bounce? Could we bounce there? Let's take a look at what happened for the S&P. All right. So, wow, we had this resistance point. We showed you that we were at resistance. What made us think that we could dump to the downside so hard? Well, it was the stochastics RSI that got overbought on the 4-hour time frame. And when you got overbought and you didn't what? Make a previous high. The high was right here. You had to get above it. We were talking about 42K, 4,200 really, 4,200. We knew this was our next area we must reclaim. We talked about the idea that we fell out of this falling wedge. I even showed you this shoulder, head, and shoulder. I'm pointing to the downside. If you'd watched my channel, I went over this. So you would have been had at hello. You would have seen this update on the ES1, on the S&P mini futures. And I showed you the levels that we need to watch, and we could get a bounce. Now, it's not the worst case in the world. I said, it's not the worst, right? Because the idea is we could hold this level right here. See, resistance, the bounce. We could get a bounce there. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We did break this POC. We have a high volume node sticking out that would be nice to hit if we could. All right. The idea is this. We must get a bounce and stay above the $4,000 region for the S&P 500. Right. And it's likely that we may not. Let's take a look. The 4-hour took a beat down to the ground. The daily took a beat down to the ground as well. Nasty red candle for the daily. And it's possibly could see some more downside. A little bit of hidden bullish right now on the daily time frame, though. Let me show you what I mean. But wow, we called this dump on the S&P with the head and shoulder pattern. There it was, clear as day. A lot more broken than a crypto pattern because you don't get like that solidarity of candles as much. But the futures is at least better than the other ones, But to me, that's a head and shoulder clear as day, and you couldn't get above the resistance of this shoulder right there. And that's what it's all about. It's about the previous resistance not becoming support, and then you drop to the downside. So the S&P dropping hard, and we take a look at the 15-minute. It's still got room to go, and we're in a flag here. So this tells me that Bitcoin is probably going to continue to dump because we're going to open up. All right. And we're already starting to dump here on the futures, and like that's got a nice pull that takes you back down here to 39.40. Yeah. $3,940, right? So that looks horrible and not a good look at all, right? And so that may happen. We take a look at the 1 hour, and so the 1 hour is actually oversold, and so is the 15, and so is the 4 hour, excuse me. So areas to watch for the S&P, all right? Let's take a look. How can we dig out? Well, as I said before, you got to remain, low, high, low, high, high, low. You're not making, unless you make a low lower than 39.29, I'll remain bullish. You know what I mean? Because you've been breaking out. Now, this was a big area to stay above. It's kind of sad. I wanted this liquidity zone to hold, and I'd like this POC to hold. And you're kind of right on it. No. You fell. Yeah, you fell. Nah, that was a big deal. And once you break a POC, you're likely to come down here. So yeah, it's just likely we're headed down into tussle with 39.45 area. From there, we'll see, but it's likely we're going to head down a little lower. And then we're going to bounce. And then, you know, if we hit the resistance is going to be our next big obstacle. We're going to come up here, and if you can't get above there, look for more downside. But bearish time for the S&P, and it's not looking good, but we did have that head and shoulder pattern, and we even had the drawn line to the downside. Okay, shout out to everybody here. What's good trading app for Canadians for the altcoins? I don't know, whatever you want. I mean, there's so many different trading apps out there. I use KuCoin. I think KuCoin works great. 3 commas is great. It links up to multiple things. I don't know what Canadians use, though, you know. Ever since you guys became a, I don't want to say it, but like, you know, feels like a tough place, man. You know, I used to love, I think the Canadians are the nicest people in the world, really. Nicest people in the world. But just what went on was just weird, you know. Anyway, I won't get into it, but I love each and every one of you. I just want everyone to be free and full of love, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't, you know what I'm going to say is I didn't feel the love from certain parts of your country, you know, but whatever, I love you all. And I know it, who am I to say? I'm just going to stay on crypto. And I love Canada. You people are awesome. Always been the nicest people in the world to hang out with and to talk with. And whenever I run into Canadians, it's always a blessing, you know. So far, every Canadian's been pretty sweet that I run into, so what I like to do is I like to go to coin market cap as well here. And we're going to go to the DXY in a second, all right? DXY alert, Newton on and off ramp, and KuCoin for trading. Okay, same here, man. They got that good syrup. They got the best maple syrup in the world, man. It's awesome. Canadians drink maple syrup on the regular. I drink maple syrup every morning. I mean, it's actually really good for you. It's an antioxidant, a natural antioxidant. A lot of people don't realize. No, watch, maple syrup. Watch, maple syrup. I'm going to be a mess with my time, right? Is maple syrup. One study estimated replacing all refined sugar in the average diet with alternative sweeteners like maple syrup would increase your total antioxidant increase as much as eating a single serving of nuts or berries. The 9 health benefits of maple syrup. 24 natural antioxidants that can reduce damage from free radicals causing inflammation and reduce various chronic diseases. Inflammation, maple syrup. All right, so, all right, I know you're done. You don't want to hear about maple syrup anymore. ES1, dumping to the downside and breaking 4,000. Likely, if it does that, it's likely headed to 13,861. And, yeah, can it stop the bleeding? 15 minutes suggests that we're going to go lower, and then maybe we can when the morning bell opens. But right now, the futures contracts do not look good for the S&P, you know. Who knew? Good to know, yeah. All right. What do you think about AVAX and ETC? They booming hard. They dooming hard or booming hard? I don't know. You're saying dooming hard. Yeah, and class is this Wednesday, everybody. It's usually not Wednesday, but class is going to be Wednesday. Wednesday, because we're traveling on Tuesday, so Wednesday's just not going to cut it. It's going to be too tight. So this Wednesday, jump on in and I teach class. And if you want to know what I'm doing, if you want to figure out how we shorted the market today, if you want to figure out how you can take this knowledge home to your family, friends, and yourself, teach your whole block, whatever you want to do, come on in to learn the language of the charts. And I'm here every single week. It just moved from Tuesday to Wednesday from 3 to 5 New York City time. I also teach it once a month on the last Saturday of every month. Okay, so jump on in. I can't wait to see you there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. So ES1 not looking good too. Now we're going to look at the dollar index, DXY, the US dollar currency, TWC, the DXY, because we have to. All right. All right. Hold on. I'm going to go to the show here. I have another version of it. lit up and drawn all over. So I don't know if you remember the last time we talked about the DXY, right? But I went over something like this, right? And I was showing, okay, can we fall out? I said, but we must make an M here. And that's it. And we must make an M on the bigger time frame too as well. Okay? Let me show you. And we kept saying that we can't get back, like we must not break back above the zone. And to me, this was just like my line in the sand. Like no. Now the daily's very overbought, and it's attempting to do one more push up to the upside. All right. But as we've shown, like there's another set of bearish divergence here that we also saw on the bigger time frames. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down here, right? And that's bearish divergence too. And we even saw here, this was like a swing down while this was a swing up. And we've been seeing the bearish divergence all the way around, all right? So look, if you look at the dollar, we looked at it on like the weekly chart, okay? It's so spent, it's ridiculous, all right? And if you look at this comes all the way back from 1986. And honestly, I have one even bigger than this here, yeah. This one goes way back, all the way to 1973, all right? And so you mark these zones, and you can see, all right, heavy resistance here. And this was resistance in 1989, resistance in 1997, resistance here, and we broke that resistance. And I was shocked. Like, I honestly was. I didn't think we would. And then we had this secondary notch here all the way back from 1976, and we broke that resistance. You can see the next big zone for Bitcoin is 119. Like, if we can't, that's just is what it is. There's a little bit of a notch here. You could, because it is the dollar, I guess we have to respect. And what I mean is it's this notch right here. See, we came up right to the zone here, about 111. So let's take a look at the bigger picture here for the dollar index. To me, this is a giant bear flag, all right? And it breaks to the downside, just like Bitcoin was in, right? And it didn't win. And this is what we want to see. And we desperately need this rejection here on the monthly time frame. We desperately need. Bitcoin cannot break back. The dollar index, we do not want to see get much higher here. Some type of rejection here and falling down to the downside. So bigger time frames, which is the monthly chart for the dollar, that is starting to show signs of extreme overbought behavior. Okay. It cannot go up this much for months at a time, says its chart. It says it's very rare. It's done it. They've tried to do it, though, so they could control the markets here. I mean, they could create a frenzy. And look at the dollar, though, going further and further up. So, they want a stronger dollar, right? So this is something on the radar. Now, if we look at it on the daily, okay, the daily is also overbought, and the idea is we're at a double top. And we want to see this, and we see the bearish divergence, because this is definitely a swing down. That's a swing up. And so we want to see this double top. And hell no, heck no, we won't go like this. We don't want to see, we can't get back above the zone. This must turn into a double bottom and break to the downside. We don't want to see this flag out and then break to the flag to the upside. How we figure this out is we watch it on like the 4-hour time frame. And it's either going to flag out here or it's going to break on out. And so far, it has gone sideways and consolidated. So I'd like it to double top and break to the downside here. Please, dollar. But we'll watch this area. And you could even flag it out right here. And if it stays in the flag, that's trouble for Bitcoin. And that's going to be a bear flag for Bitcoin. Bitcoin will dump further down to that 12,000 region. The dollar index will continue to pump. So we'll watch these. They're directly correlated. We'll see how they play out. And things will start to kind of pan out for us. Okay. Cool coin to trade. Yeah. The PM needs to get out. Yeah. You got to do whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? You got to do whatever you got to do. There's nothing else you can do. So dollar index on our radar, not looking too hot. S&P not looking too hot. Total market cap, as we said before, broke to the downside, right? Had heavy resistance at $1 trillion. Once it broke $1 trillion, we said it needs to either double bottom. If it can't, look for it to fall further down here to this next POC. If it broke the POC, look for it to go even lower, down to $876 billion. So billions of dollars being shed out of the crypto market overnight. It's happening. The sell-off is happening. This is a bear market. Happens every single year to Bitcoin, right? Also, we knew this. The big idea here was this. One big idea is still looming, right? But look, even look at the 4 hour. We just had a death cross right there. We just had a death cross on the total market cap. 4 hour on the 4 hour time frame. The last time we had a death cross on the 4 hour was way up here, and it spelled a massive dump to the downside. So don't be surprised if we're headed all the way to the target here, all the way down at 132 billion. That would be crazy to lose $800 billion out of the market like that. I don't know if it's possible, but anything is. And so if you're not ready for the pain, then you're not ready for the gain. And I'm just telling you, who here can handle $10,000 Bitcoin? Put your hand up, put a thumbs up. Let me know. Can you handle $10,000 BTC? You know, FRA 21, man, crossed the 200-day MA. Usually is that, you know. Super chats. Banner is still up. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I can't stand that. So look, we're looking at the total market cap, right? And the total market cap could continue down. 132 billion is an insane, you know, conservative target is here though. This is your conservative target. We begin to break to the downside. We're talking like, you know, 500 billion, 560, and we're losing about $400 billion out of the crypto market. So we desperately would need to double bottom at 847 billion, and we'll be watching this very, very closely. Okay. Can you handle 10K Bitcoin? You know what I'm saying? Greatest live ever. Thank you so much, Curtis Neal. I love you. Thank you for everyone being here. Keeping things consistent. No seller tonight either. Shout out to Tori. Let's take a look at USDT seller. So look, talking about stops below. Could seller bounce? It did not and fell down with BTC. Rising wedges break to the downside 68% of the time. Seller, right? So now you open it up and like, I mean, you broke the channel. Like it would have to be a huge bullish megaphone. So I reassessed the situation. Bit of a cup and handle beginning to form. You have heavy resistance now, though, at that 02749 region. Also, you know, a lot of altcoins worried me because before this was happening, they were all overbought on the daily, but they didn't merely make a huge high. So I was like, man, that daily has to come down on you. What I like on seller right now is it isn't a cup and handle on the daily time frame. So, I mean, you got your bigger time frames like the 3-day and the 4-day. They are kind of like something I'm watching here. But I'll be honest, I haven't backtested like hours and hours of the 4-day and the 3-day on the daily. That I have like a few hundred hours there, but not thousands of thousands. So that's something that I'm going to get into more of. And what I mean by that is these, you know, like we were overbought on the 5-day, the 4-day, even the 3-day though is coming back to the downside. I mean, seller in a cup and handle on the 3-day time frame, maintaining to hold this bigger zone of liquidity that it's at, the POC. If it stays at this POC, the daily and the 4-hour all oversold, I could see seller making a bounce, and it can make this higher high here up 120%. Altcoins are going to fire off. Once Bitcoin finds its way, and even makes a slight bounce, there's going to be money to be made on the small cap altcoins and KuCoin. Trust me. And I'll be watching seller here on the daily and the 3-day chart. Seller looks very oversold to me. I like what I'm seeing. If it can hold the zone, it might go lower. Anything is possible, and if it does, always have a stop loss. Bitcoin could dump it all the way to the downside. But right now, you're extremely oversold for seller. The stochastics say you don't go much lower. Slight bit of divergence there. MACD showing signs of life. Seller, I believe, could bang on you on the daily time frame. These big Bitcoin pullbacks are great for trading altcoins. It produces huge, just great entries for altcoins. You know, most people get into the fear, but if you're trading every single day, bang, 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 and you could take advantage of the market. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Excellent. So seller on my radar on the daily time frame. Cup and handle for seller. You know what I'm saying? Starting to look clean. So seller is something that I've been watching very, very, very closely. Thank you so much for the love. Shout out to each and every one of you for coming on in. Shout out to the Crypto Clan. The Crypto Clan says, can you take a look at BNB3S USD, please, sir? Inverse cup and handle. Is that a thing? Yes, it is. Super chats for BNB3S. Took the fam whale watching today. No pun intended. Hope you saw some big ones. Action and reaction, just like the price action. Poly Swarm pumping. Wow, Poly's still getting gains, huh? So CELR on my radar as a possible mover and a shaker. CELR on the radar, all right? And so we've looked at world markets. We have an idea of what we're going to hit with the morning. With the S&P futures, we know we need to bounce. We're going to wake up tomorrow and see right where the S&P futures are. We're going to pick up exactly where we left off from the show tonight. You should do the same. So tomorrow morning, you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? You're going to know, you already know. You already have a pretty good probability of what the markets are going to deliver to you and how you can take advantage of them. And that's the key to the weekly show every single Sunday night, because you got to take advantage of that, right? People that take advantage of that time, that knowledge, really can get it cooking. And that's how you take advantage of the markets. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate you all. You're awesome. Will you please tell the range of ETH today? Yeah. How long Bitcoin up to 1999 again? You never know, man. East Jordan gets a free super chat tonight from the super chat the other night. It's cool. Gregory the Sniper. I wonder if I can go to buy Kamal Beckon on a whale to Montreal. But yeah, he had it up on a while. Haha. Benny Boy, Phantom 3S. Shout out to Benny Boy. Benny Boy, sorry we missed your super chat 2 days in a row. We love you. We love you. And, it just happens. And please don't take anything personal. It just happens. I'm just moving and grooving, doing my thing. And I just don't see something coming up. It just doesn't hit, or Bitcoin's doing a dump right when I'm talking about it, or there's something, preoccupying my speech at the moment. It might be the bird jumping on my keyboard about to end the live stream. We never know what I got fully, And it usually, and honestly, in our defense, it's rare. We're pretty on point, and we're usually pretty spot on. So look at Phantom 3S continue to go. We talked about it up here. Now the thing is up 52% gains. But here's the deal. I mean, this tells me that Bitcoin might be in for that bounce on that 4-hour time frame, because when you look at all the shorts, I mean, they're just in rising wedges, right? Ready to at least come down a little bit down to the channel. So at least something like this. So you're looking like the shorts are cooked. I mean, that daily doesn't want to continue to the upside, right? 4 hours trying to push up, but you also see some, look, definitely bearish divergence. Swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. And that is bearish divergence there for sure, okay? Then we take a look at the 1 hour time frame. And the 1 hour time frame also, does it have some bearish divvy? Does it have Bay, Dave? And look, that swing up to swing up, that doesn't, yeah, I mean, slightly, and you're overbought. So I would never open up a short when you're that overbought on all these time frames. Telling me that Bitcoin's going to get a bit of a bounce. How big of a bounce is the question for BTC, all right? And that's why we sit here on Binance watching that 7-minute time frame. And look, it did do a bit of a double bottom here, showing signs of life. You see, we already would have been dumping by now. That 7 minute, 7 minute, 7 minute, 7 minute, 7 minute, and we would have been on our way to the downside. So looking to see if we can double bottom here on the 7 minute and get some luck. And honestly, it doesn't look too amazing in my humble opinion. Looks like we're still in this pennant and we could easily break to the downside. So I'm still looking for a dump here as we're overbought on the 7 and we're not making previous highs. And I've seen the 7 minute do some serious damage. So it's likely the 7 minute does continue down to 19,300 in my humble opinion. All right. The biggest factor is the New York stock market open coming up. Yep. I absolutely did. You adorable soul. Shout out to Kevin Baker. Thank you, Gina. Love you all. I'll be in the group ASAP. Shout out to Benny Boo. We love you, man. Thank you. So sorry for missing that super chat on you, man. Super chat's BNB3S. Someone asked about BNB3S, and they asked about an inverted cup and handle, right? Let's take a look at BNBS on the inverted cup and handle. Okay. I mean, I see a cup and handle. I don't even see an inverted one. I see just a real cup and handle. It's interesting, right? Now, BNB was a little hotter than most coins, but it is oversold. I mean, oh, you see, there's a chance you see this, though, right? I'm guessing. And this is like your inverted. Yeah, I'm going with it, but this could be your idea. You don't even need that. You could just look, it's a double top, It's actually cat ears. You know what I mean? If you know what cat ears are in trading. Look, cat ears trading. Cat ears, check it out. The cat ears pattern. The cat ears. You gotta worry about them. No. What? That's so funny. It actually showed me cat ears. You know what I mean? It's like, dude. See, one ear, and it usually dumps to the downside. You see this? Looks like this, looks like that. Cat ears, you know. And so I'm looking at BNB3S, and it's beginning to be the beginnings of some cat ears, in my humble opinion. You know, which usually heads up down here to that low liquidity zone. Not guaranteed. We'll take a look at our 4-hour time frame. All right. Short actually may have some legs. It's actually pumping right now compared to Bitcoin. This thing was hot too compared to the rest of the market. You know what I mean? So it had some love that the rest of the market wasn't pumping. 4-hour could pump to the upside. Take a look at the daily on the short. Probably getting pretty extended. May have some more room to go, but I mean, that's a double top. I personally would be taking profits out of this. The daily is very oversold. And there's even some swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. Interesting. There's some hidden bullish divergence, which tells me that the trend will continue to the downside. Usually make a lower low. 1 hour could come back up, but then as long as it doesn't make it above this zone, I don't know. I'm not too privy on that short. I mean, if Bitcoin falls out of the short, this will continue down, right? So you could short on like that 7-minute time frame like we're showing Bitcoin right now, right? See? So just watch Bitcoin closely, but it just, the bigger time frames are telling you you're a little spent. Like time to take profits, I believe, was already kind of came and left for Bitcoin, for Binance 3S. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice, and I'm not 100%, right? If I was 100%, then I would be a robot, and I'm not. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it is. There's nothing else I can do. All right. Oh, man. So, look, shoulder, head, and a shoulder, right? And that's just like, you know what I mean? Like, boom. So, I wouldn't even trade that either. So, just be careful. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful. All right, everyone. It's 10 o'clock. My wife wants to hold me tight. You know how that is on a Sunday night. I also have to scan the markets for my group. I have a lot to go over. I have work to do for my trading group. All right? Given enough free knowledge out for the night, it's time for me to jump back into my trading group and do what I got to do. So, without further ado, everyone, I'm out of here. 722 likes, 5 more for good luck. Everybody, thank you. Let's get to 777, like my man said. I feel that. Let's get to the 777s on the likes. That would be fresh to death. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Follow me on Twitter. We're going all the way to 8,000 subs. Thank you so much. Right now, Coinbase is trending. Anything has to do with Bitcoin is trending. Thank you so much. We have a bear market special. If you want to jump on in for $1,000 for the year, get 2 months free plus the beginner's course because it's usually $1,200. This is actually a deal of $1,300. So you're making, 25% off, around more, something like that. $9.99. Get on in for the rest of for the year. Join crypto for the year. Get 2 months free in the group and the beginner's course involved. So get yourself educated, get yourself go. Email now, cryptolifers@gmail. You can pay in PayPal or in cryptocurrency, and we can get you started right away. Jump into the trading group today. So that would be awesome. Also, if you want to just get to learning, email now, cryptolifers@gmail, or hit the links below to join tutoring. I do tutoring and teaching every single week, and I think it's good. You got to get educated. If you don't have the education, it's going to be hard to stay focused. Focus is the key to becoming successful in life. You must have focus. I can teach you how to remain focused. All right? Focus is so key. So shout out to anyone that shorted with us. Shout out to anyone that kept the shorts open. If you had faith in the technical analysis, I have faith in you. You have faith in me. Together, we banged on them to the upside. So let's see if Bitcoin can make some moves here and get back above the resistance zones, or is it going to dump on us to the downside? 1 hour and the 4 hour both suggest that we can get a move back to the upside. Minutia on the small time frames, but we have to see if we can get above them first before anything else. if this double bottom gets confirmed on the 7-minute and we don't actually dump to the downside, this is a good chance that we do break back to the upside on the 4-hour. I personally would begin to open up a long based off the bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. It's very strong, but at the same time, anything is possible and you must be careful. But after a massive dump like that, it's usually a good time to open up a bit of a long. Some type of a relief rally comes ensue, but we will have to deal with some quick resistance right off the bat. So it's up to you how much risk you can handle, and that's why you should never take advice from anybody on YouTube. We're just having fun talking about cryptocurrency, going over the ins and outs of technical analysis. I get to eat this week. Thanks for all the likes. Yeah, we got them. We got them, Gina. And thank God. Do you want lasagna or baked ziti? It's one or the other, Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you for jumping on into the live. And yeah, I'm amazed by the stream that we had tonight. And it's bumping. It's going well. And we didn't have any issues. I am translucent. Okay. Here I am. Here I am not. Right? Anyway, don't wear green on a green screen. Okay. Always lasagna, darling. Ooh, it's my favorite food. All day, brother. Have a blessed one, Sam. Thank you for all the love, bro. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you for the love of the bird and the animals. I'm going to keep you updated what's going on for Bitcoin in the group. Watch these updates. Stay true. It's Sunday night, everybody. And this was Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. And thank you to all the moderators. Love learning. Gina, Bombina, East, Jordan, Laura, Marshall, Gregory the Sniper, the entire Blue Crew, Crypto Life Changer, and every single one of you. Dustin Kava in the house. All my lovely, awesome people. I love you all. Anku, Kuti, Butu, who I could never forget. My buddy Danny, we love you. Hey, how about Maple Finance? How about Waleed Siam? How about all you awesome people? How about the Crypto Clan in the house? Shout out to all you and the moderators, man, just hitting us up. I love it all. Shout out to Zimbo. Shout out to every one of you. Kevin Baker. Shout out to San Walla, T Money, Mel G, Benny Boy 07. We love you. Thank you for sticking it in. I'm so sorry for missing the super chats. We love you, Benny Boy. We got you, man. We got you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We'll be back tomorrow for Bitcoin on a Monday as we start our week again, and we go over the stock market, the daily open, and more. So I love you all. Have a great night. Be safe and trade safe. Crypto is life. Have a 4-year plan, and you can, you will, you are the best person you know. You're going to change your life. I'm telling you, I did. You can. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to bang it out. Be safe.